Hey, what's up? This is your girl, Taylor Wilde. Welcome back to Wilde On Season 4, the podcast where you get the insider's view of the weird, wonderful, wild world of wrestling. On Wednesdays, whether you prefer to listen to podcasts or watch them, Wilde On has got you covered. For your viewing pleasure, go over to the Wilde On YouTube channel, hit subscribe so you never miss an episode of Wilde On. But if you prefer to just listen to the Wilde On podcast, go over to where you enjoy your podcast platform of choice, and Wilde On will be there. Today's guest is 170 pounds of grade A beef. She is one half of the Fest Wrestling Tag Champs. She is a rad warrior. Ladies and gentlemen, my girl, Heidi Howitzer. Well, thank you for taking the time to do my podcast. You're drinking water.
Of course.
I'm drinking non-alcoholic beer. Partake is my choice.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
So, have you been busy this summer? COVID is kind of over.
God, yes, so busy. I mean, it's been good, but it's definitely been kind of a change since the last 2 years.
Sure. Are you working locally? Are you spreading your wings? Are you getting out there? Do you have any overseas plans? Tell me the things.
I am spreading my wings. I have been kind of it's the only time my feet leave the ground is on a plane. I'm firmly planted. No, I've been traveling quite a bit.
Good.
I mean, not even really regionally. I'd say kind of all over. The closest promotion I probably work to where I'm based out of would be Journey Pro in Kansas City, which is like a 3-hour hike. So,
wow.
Yeah, nothing terribly close. I've been working with them a lot. Wrestle Rave down in Houston, Texas. Worked MAW cage match for them up in Minnesota the other week. Going to be in LA next week.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, yeah, it's kind of all over the place. It's good though, but and then last month I had, on top of all my normal bookings, I worked 2 darks, which is great, awesome, but then it like throws off your schedule even more. So
Sure.
and then I travel for my shoot job too. So yeah, busy.
Okay, so let's rewind on that. Tell me about the cage match. Who was it against?
It was against Raylan.
Raylan? Okay, we've had her on the show.
Yes.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. And we had a triple threat with Stacy Shadows, who's the regional girl out there.
Okay.
And this thing, we joked that it was like cursed from the beginning because at first it was supposed to be myself and Max, the Wasteland War Party versus Blonde Force Trauma, so Heather and Raylan.
Yep.
And we had a whole past or program or whatever where we were both, we had a match previously. Also, sorry for any background noise. I have 3 dogs and they're like enjoying themselves.
You can only do what you can do.
Yes, yeah, it's just a heads up, I guess. And so it was originally supposed to be Wasteland War Party versus Blonde Force Trauma. Well, then Max had a conflicting date with NWA. Heather had another conflict. So we're like, okay, well, they're out. Then we had Jocelyn Navarro and Stacy. We're going to do still do like replacement partners. Then we get there and Jocelyn got 6. And then we had a 3-way. It was just one thing after another. But we got through the match. It was good. It was fun. It was at a brewery, so I drank a lot of beer in the cage, which is always my favorite. We were the last match, so it was okay that we were super messy. But yeah.
It's your rite of passage to be messy if you're the last match at a brewery.
Yeah. And like we had to fill up time, so we're like, well, what else are we going to do but like pour beer on each other? It's very sanitary.
It's very good for your hair.
Yeah, I was telling myself that as it was being poured on me, like, this is so good for my hair and skin. That was what was.
It's basically a hair mask. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's great. I smelled like a nice Pilsner after the match, which was lovely. I'm sure just made all the fans go wild.
Absolutely. No pun intended.
No, it's great. It's perfect.
Now, that was actually really exciting because we were supposed to do the interview last week, but then you had these dark opportunities come up. So you want to talk about like how those came about? Because this is like a big deal. Like when you get a dark, it's, okay, it's a little bit of a tap on the shoulder. I'm doing some of the right things. I'm getting the right amount of exposure.
Yeah, it's like you've been here before. Don't shit yourself in the ring.
Totally. Like no pressure.
No pressure. Yeah.
Just like do your best.
Yeah, do your best. Smile.
Yeah.
Have fun, be safe.
Yeah.
So it was fun. I worked for them once before back in November last year. I worked Rio, which is great because like at the end of the match,
She's so cute.
you know, she's adorable and so like so cute, so tiny.
Yeah.
So like I'm taking her double stomp from the top, right? And my dumb ass, because I'm like, oh, I'm done. I don't have to bump anymore. I got through it. I've been doing this like, you know, a couple years now. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm not going to brace. And I ate like every bit of that like 90-pound double stomp from the top.
God.
I have never been more happy to just be like rolling out of the ring after that.
You're like, that was a shoot. And it was
I
fault.
was like, cool. My soul just left my body. That's fine. I don't need it anymore. I have TV time. That's what I traded. That was it. Yeah. So I did that back in November last year. Went well. I am licensed in the beautiful state of Missouri. Ooh. So when they came through Kansas City and then through St. Louis, your girl got an email, showed up. I was extra nice though, because this time around I got to do it with my tag partner, Max. Oh, wow. So yeah, which was nice. So like not only like the first taping we did singles. So, but even then it's like getting to be there with someone you're close with is just, it's nice and it's reassuring and it's fun. Sure. So we had a good time.
Good. And any feedback yet, or it's just hurry up and wait?
I mean, they seem to like me just fine. They know where to find me. It's one of those.
I know. It's frustrating. Just if I can say anything, don't be afraid to be annoying. It's a lot of people. A lot of people gunning for the same position, so don't get lost in the mix. If they like you, just make sure you remind them.
That's why I'm obnoxiously loud all the time.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Well, speaking of which, let's talk about your gimmick, because one of the reasons I found you and I was drawn to you is you've got this really cool spin on something that's been historically male. Like you've got like this road warrior meets Mad Max, and you're still stunningly beautiful and you're a total babe, but you're doing this thing that is like, you know, been historically like kind of a dude's gimmick. So,
very like gruff and masculine and stuff.
Yeah, but it works, and it works in such a badass way. Like I feel like you've cut out this niche for yourself, but you're also building on that superhero market for, you know, young women who are like, like I want to be a badass, because Superwoman and Wonder Woman, they're all like very femme, but this is like femme and grungy, and it's really cool. So
yes, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. First of all, I think of myself as a very like burly, beefy babe. So which is nice. I mean, one thing I do love about, I guess, the product now versus shit, you know, a decade, 2 decades. Like, I mean, if there wasn't really a lot of place for a lot of different body types in the industry. So it's nice that that's kind of being diverted from a little bit now. Of course, you're always going to have the girls that are the 10 out of 10. I'm not a 10 out of 10, please. But
no. But like your quintessential,
your stereotypical diva. Yeah. Yes. Like you're always going to have the women, the girls like that and all that. But it's nice to see some girls who are a little bigger, or have some muscle on them, or are super tall or super short, just a lot of variety. So it's nice. I feel like that's helped a lot. But when I started this whole thing, so my background before this is in powerlifting and strongman. And like I said, my feet don't leave the ground. It's just up and down motion, maybe a little bit of shuffle, and a really awkward, heavy shuffle. So when I got into wrestling, I was like, I want to do like a whole like strongman style gimmick with the singlet and stuff. That lasted like one match. And then, you know, I did the face paint. I've always been a huge like sci-fi fantasy nerd.
Okay.
I love the road warriors. Like you said, it's like that very like stereotypical, like manly men.
Yeah.
You know, what a rush, that whole thing.
Yeah.
I love them. Love them. And those guys were 2 guys that were just going to go in and fucking be, I hope we can swear on this.
All the swearing.
Okay, yeah. Like as soon as I started talking, it was like, oh yeah, I have no verbal filter, so that's good.
You're fine.
So I really wanted to kind of take something that they did and make it my own, because that was one thing I looked to. Is it's like it's so hard on the indies or whatever level of the business you're at to find something that's uniquely you, and that not only no one else is really doing, but maybe has done before, or if they have done it before, putting enough of a twist on it where you aren't immediately getting called, you know, saying, oh, they're just ripping so-and-so off, right? So I really wanted to do something like that, but kind of make it my own and make it a little more fun. You know, I get a lot of, oh, aren't you a badass? You're supposed to be a badass. I'm like, look, I'm a badass, but I'm kind of like a fucking goober. So I'm like the badass. It's like, I'm going to talk a lot of shit and then hopefully back it up. Luckily, I have really big tag partners, so that helps. But yeah, that was really kind of the draw to it was, watching teams like the Road Warriors and then like the older Japanese wrestlers. So like Bull Nakano, Asia Kong, that sort of thing.
Cool.
So the women who were doing the face paint and stuff like that.
Right.
And just kind of tried to mash something together. And then now here I am, I guess like 4 years later and it's not sucking.
No, it's great. It's really great. You get to make everything uniquely yours. Like your gear is yours, everything you do in the ring is yours versus trying to fit into this box. You get to just carve your own, which, you know, no pressure.
Yeah. Right. And it's a lot of it. It's like, hey, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do my shtick and I hope they like it. Like, it's
a lot of trial and error.
They were getting when they booked me. The audience seems to like it. So, hey, clearly
absolutely
doing something right?
So I understand the transition from powerlifting and strong woman into pro wrestling, but tell me how you got into the strong man, strong woman, whatever the like politically correct way is.
It's all the same shit.
It's all the same shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And into the powerlifting, what was the transition into that?
I guess I was in probably my mid-20s, so like I'll say like 25 or so, and I had been working with a personal trainer for a while. I just like wanted to like get in shape and lose some weight.
Yeah.
And I realized I was really enjoying like the heavier lifting side of things. Like we were doing stuff with a barbell. And I'm one of those people where if I'm going to do something, I'll like go in obsessively and I become a crazy person.
What's your astrology sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, Scorpio. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking Virgo because it's like full in, like rigid, but no, you're just more like.
Similar.
Similar.
Yeah. But yes, very much a Scorpio, for better or worse. But yeah, so I fully immersed myself into it and I'm like, well, if I want to do this, I want to like do powerlifting. I want to be good and I want to like win and shit because fuck other people. I want to be the best at this.
That's the best. I'm going to do this because fuck other people. I'm going to get that tattooed on me.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's as good a reason as any, right? And then, like, also I'm like, man, chicks with muscle are hot. I would like to be a hot chick with muscle. And, like, I noticed, too, like, just being at the gym, fuck cardio, but, like, I would notice a lot more visible changes to my body when I was lifting heavily than anything else.
Absolutely.
Like, it just, my body responded great to it. I really enjoyed it. So I found a strength and conditioning coach. I was living in Houston at the time. His name's Ed Costner. And Ed is like my height, but like 3 of me wide. And it's just like, he's great. He's a delight. He used to be a strength and conditioning coach for like the San Antonio Spurs and the New Zealand All Blacks. So he knows his shit, but it's great because, just like this, he's built like a muscle barrel. I started training with Ed to do my first powerlifting contest. And I competed doing that for I guess like 2 years and went to Vegas to do nationals for my weight class, all of that. And then probably when I was about a year into doing that, I decided I wanted to do strongman too because it's fun. It's also a much wider weight class, which I like because so like powerlifting, you have to hit a certain weight class or under, and each weight class is probably within about 12 pounds of the next weight class, give or take, maybe more. But like I was competing at like 132 in powerlifting, and I walk around at like 170, 180.
Holy
now.
shit!
Yeah, I was like tiny. It sucked. So yeah, a lot of strict, very clean eating.
I bet.
I still don't have abs, and I guess. Thanks genetics. So with strongman though, like if you're middleweight, it's like anywhere between like 130 to like 165. You fall with
so
it.
It's a huge spread.
Yes. Yeah. So that was nice because I was like, cool, I can go eat Taco Bell and then go do my true love, and then do this contest. But like, it's a really cool community because it's so small. Like there's just not a lot of people who do it to begin with. And then there's
Right.
like even less women who do it. And so you go to these contests and like half the time you haven't even touched these implements before. Like I always tell people when they ask for commentary notes, I'm like, well, I deadlifted a Prius 12 times in 60 seconds. So yeah, but I'm not like, I'm going to go, like, I can't go like fucking yeet someone's car on like the weekend to get some reps in.
Yeah.
Brother. I mean, it'd be sick if I could, but yeah. So like, you're like getting ready for these events and you're like, okay, fuck, like what equipment do I need? Okay, I should probably use a deadlift belt for this because ow, before I throw my back out.
Totally.
And then you're like just turning into like the next guy over who's like done these before, and it's like, so what's the technique here? What are we doing? And then they're like, oh, you think it's like a deadlift, but it's actually more like a leg press. I'm like, well, that makes no sense, but okay, cool. Let's
so
go.
It's a lot of like spur of the moment, figure it out shit.
Yeah, like all of it's very like functional strength.
Okay.
Like, so like I qualified for nationals twice when I was doing strongman and I didn't end up going, but when it's that, it's you get the events well in advance where you can try to train for them. You go to if you can, you'll go to a specific strongman gym where they'll have the implements. But most of the time, most like commercial gyms, they're not going to have like a yoke. They aren't going to have a log. They're not going to have Atlas stones.
Right.
And so normally what it is you always know there's going to be a push event. There's always going to be a carry event. There's always going to be some kind of medley like farmer's walk, keg presses.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're like, cool, I'm going to train these specific like movements and muscle groups. Then hopefully when we get the event, if I can't train with that implement beforehand, I can figure it out there and I'll be strong enough to get through it. So it's fun.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's weird. It's a good time though. Cause like I said, everyone's super helpful because it's such a small little community that everyone's just like, oh yeah, try this, do this, do this. Like, okay, fuck it. Let's see what happens.
Do you feel being in that community helped you or kind of like primed you to being in the pro wrestling community?
Yes, but even more so, well, in the strangest sense, I always joke with people because I get my pre-match ritual is I normally have either whoever I'm working or someone else in the back just slap me right across the face because it gets me like, I know, yeah, yes, that's the exact facing. They're like, seriously? I'm like, yes, please, just please. This side, thank you.
I feel like if you would ask me, I wouldn't even hesitate. I'd be like, I've been waiting my whole life for someone to ask me to just fucking wail them.
Yeah, there are 3 types of people. It's the person who is like, oh my God, no, are you crazy? Go find someone else. No, what is wrong with you? So that's number 1. 2 is, are you sure?
Like, is that okay?
And I'm like, yeah, but are you sure? Are you really sure you want like hard? And you're like, yeah. And then they do it once, and you're like, okay, now that you like did it once and like figured out it's fine, now slap me like you like put a little something behind it. And then the last type of person is the like, hey, can you slap me? Boom, like no hesitation. And the first and only person who well, for a while the only person who had done it was Effie. Effie had like no hesitation whatsoever.
I feel like Effie and I have never met yet. We've spoken on social media because I just feel like we're one in the same, but I feel
kindred spirits.
feel like him and I. That's really funny. Oh,
that's why I always joke like gay men have zero like compunction about it. They're just like immediately like, yeah, of course I'll slap you. Why would I not?
Well, I mean, like there's like the testosterone, but then there's also the like, I don't know, the like sass of like, fucking you asked.
Yeah,
gonna help my friend out.
yeah, and like so like that very much gets me like in the mindset of okay, we're gonna go have a match now. Otherwise, I'm just kind of like just.
Well, that's really like powerlifting, isn't it? Like smelling salt,
so like
slap yourself in the
do
face.
Your lift, they're all like slapping you on the back and shit, and like slapping the shit out of you, and they've got like their nose torque and stuff. So they're basically like huffing ammonia in the back before they go out to do a deadlift. So like me asking to get slapped is very tame.
And you know what? I feel that because I know a decent amount about each of the sports that you listed. So I just want to take like the dark horse element out for guys that are like, well, I bet she likes being slapped otherwise. Because no, that's not where we were going. We were being hyped up.
It translates to all aspects of my life, clearly. Heidi Howitzer's a freak.
Well, the audience is 87% men, so I feel like I need to clarify when I need to clarify.
It's appreciated. I'll just watch those Twitter followers go up and it'll be Stop, guys.
Let them roll in.
Let them flow. I post like the side of my ass like once every 3 weeks when I need engagement. So
you know what? You work hard for that ass.
I do. Powerlifting and strongman, and now wrestling.
Yeah,
beautiful. But yeah,
beautiful.
I think that definitely kind of contributed to a lot of like my mindset going into wrestling.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and prior to that, I'm a classically trained tuba player. So
you are my favorite kind of weird.
Thank you. I'm very strange.
I play cello, FYI.
Oh,
so.
Yay! I have
band nerd.
Well, I have F-hole tattoos on my back.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. And like hardly anyone ever like understands what's going on there unless they were, a nerd.
A nerd.
Yeah. So yeah.
So how long did we play tuba?
Fuck. I mean, we still do.
Really?
I was a performance major. I freelanced, gigged around, played with a couple brass bands, quintet stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So that's my other weird hobby, I guess. But so I always have had the like performing bug, I guess.
Of course.
Being in front of people. So I would attribute more of all the wrestling stuff to that, more so than even like the strength all comes into play, but yeah, whatever the fuck that is.
I'm a single lady again in the world. I've been twice divorced. I'm 36. I feel like I just came out of a cave. But speaking to you, I feel like I found like someone who gets me. But also listening to you being like, just strongman, powerlifting, and I'm a wrestler, and I'm a classically trained tuba person or like musician. I'm just like, how am I ever gonna meet anyone? What am I doing?
There's hope out there. I met my husband, who oddly enough is also a wrestler, on Tinder and OkCupid. I say both because he messaged me on Tinder and I ignored him, and I thought he was a different guy, and I messaged him on OkCupid.
Oh, that's so funny. So you like denied him?
I didn't.
And then
he we matched, and he messaged me, and I was just like, I think I was like fucking someone else at the time anyway. So it was like. I was like,
wasn't that important.
I got this in my back pocket. It's fine. And then, I saw him on OkCupid. And I was like, well, he's cute. So yes,
funny.
There's people out there, I guess.
I know.
Maybe.
I'm not in a rush, but I'm more tickled by the fact of like hearing someone with a similar background and just realizing like, yes, I am as strange as I think I am.
Yeah.
And it's okay that there's a reason, like we've been speaking for 25 minutes and I'm like, yeah, we could totally hang out. Like this is the thing about women in wrestling. We are all fucking misfits, and
I was about to say
wrestling,
everyone's fucking weird.
We're so weird. And as soon as we all get together, you're like, I love you. It's like having too many drinks and everyone's like, I love you.
I love you, but you've had like a Gatorade.
Yeah, over a Gatorade, totally. And then let's go hit each other in the face.
Yeah. Which is why I'm like, please just slap me. This is fine. We're gonna do the exact same thing in like 3 minutes.
And I would be like, boom.
Yeah,
no questions asked. What were we talking about? I don't care.
Fuck, I don't know.
So were you wrestling, when you first met him?
No, I was not.
Was he your onboarding?
He was, well, to an extent. I wasn't really I didn't watch a lot of wrestling as a kid. Like most of us all, you talk to like anyone else in a locker room and they are telling you about matches they watched when they were 3, which is dope. But yeah, I had the WWF video game on like N64.
I get it.
Yeah. I like playing creative characters. Fun. I got to dress them up in cute outfits.
I think the whole did you watch wrestling growing up is like the same D-bag who sees a girl wearing a Metallica t-shirt and is like, name 5 albums. Songs. Yeah, you're like, how about you get fucked? Like, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, sorry I wasn't personally there.
Yeah,
when Mankind got thrown off the cage.
You're a wrestler now. You're putting in the work. So shut up.
Yeah, exactly. But so I probably around 2011, 2013ish. I don't know. It was when Dolph Ziggler was getting the big push and all that stuff. I was flipping through channels and found wrestling. I was like, well, this is fucking ridiculous. So I'm just gonna keep watching this. This is entertaining. And I had 2 buddies, still 2 buddies, huge wrestling marks, and they would go to the local VFW hall shows and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I started going to the occasional indie show with them, more so than even watching WWE or anything like that. Just going to indie shows and heckling the poor wrestlers, which now I know from being on the other side that I am the worst kind of fan. So sorry.
Oh, I love the hecklers. I need the hecklers. Good or bad, I need them.
Yes. Yeah. It really does help. It's nice. It gives you someone to like jaw jack with, especially when the rest of the crowd like is kind of dead.
Totally. Because as soon as you start engaging with one person, everybody else wants to get involved. Good, bad, or ugly.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a welcome distraction.
Totally.
Especially if I'm in the ring, it's a welcome distraction from my wrestling, which I love. I tell people that my shine is I just like put them in a hold and I talk shit for like 2.5 minutes.
I mean, that sounds like a great high spot.
Yeah, no bumps. Sorry.
No.
But yeah, no. So like, I go to shows with them, and like, funnily enough, he was working for Booker T down at ROW in Houston for forever. And we went to one of their shows like a year before I even met him. And I was yelling like the dirtiest, most awful shit the whole time. I had no idea who it was. So like a year later, I'm like talking to this guy on the internet, because that's the world we live in now.
Yep.
And I like messaged my buddies because I was like, hey, what do you like doing on the weekends? Like, he had nothing about pro wrestling in his profile. And like, you know how wrestlers are in general. Like, that's all we fucking do.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, what way to mislead me. But he told me, he's like, oh, well, I'm a wrestler. And I like laughed, and I like messaged my two buddies, and I'm like, what is life? Like, I'm going out with a fucking wrestler. So that's weird. They're like, oh yeah, that's that guy you were like marking out over. Like,
God.
Good. Y'all recognized him, but I didn't. So, and now we're married.
That is a real full circle moment. I love that.
But yeah, he was wrestling for like 10 years. And then when we moved to Denver, I got trashed one day, and I was like, please don't laugh at me, but I want to learn how to wrestle. And that's really here we are, I guess, of that whole story.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
No, does he still wrestle?
Yes, he still wrestles as well.
Okay. Yes. No, that's cool. But you guys are doing your own individual thing. That's not your tag partner.
Yeah. No. Every once in a while, we'll get thrown in a tag together.
Okay.
Or like, he's tagged with the Wasteland group with us before, but that's not his shtick.
Probably better. You don't want to do all the things together. It's too much. Okay, let's do my 10 tailor-made questions. It's a speed round, not for you. I want to hear all the answers, so take your time.
Oh, good.
You ready? Okay. Name a beauty product you cannot live without.
Oh, God. Lotion. I like being moisturized.
Just a moisturizer. Okay, there we go.
Oh, eyebrow pencils. I don't know. I got weird
that's
eyebrows.
Good.
Those are nice. Yeah.
Hey, I've got deodorant, and I'm like, touche, girl.
Oh, I am so smelly. That is important.
Yeah,
I am
me too.
Gross.
I'm a sweater. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm a sweaty bitch. There's no.
Yeah. The other day, I was someone like, oh my God. It was like at a training or something, and all the girls were like, oh my God, are your legs sweating that much? Yes, my legs are sweating. I'm gross.
You work
shaved
hard.
my legs earlier. They were extra. The pores were
extra sweaty.
Anyway,
oh God, I feel that. Okay. What is your favorite exercise?
Oh, bench.
What is your max bench, since we're on it?
185. I really want to hit 200 this year. Yeah.
Shit, girl.
I like benching.
Good for you. Good for you. What is your pet peeve?
Everything I'm about to say, sir. I was going to go other wrestlers, just big.
You're not wrong.
The amount of wrestlers who I don't think have ever had to like be an adult ever, and I'm gonna pick on one of my friends who I love dearly.
Please,
but he's like 28, and we're driving back from a show, doing the drive. It's like a turn and burn. It's like 2 a.m. We're in the middle of nowhere, and he's freaking out because he's got like low air pressure in his tire. I'm like, just fill it up. I don't know how. How the fuck do you know? So we pull over to a gas station in the middle of nowhere. It's fucking freezing out. Like, I still have like half my war paint on because like, fuck taking that off. That's the makeup product I can't live without, are fucking makeup wipes and like Pond's cream, because that shit like takes it all off. Anyway, I was like, okay, you're going to pull your phone out right now and you're going to record me teaching you how to air up a tire. So it was a learning moment with Heidi Howitzer.
Coming to
that, and like I have to tell them all to like okay guys, quick seminar with Heidi Howitzer. Sign up for all the fucking hotel rewards programs.
Yeah.
Sign up for all the frequent flyer programs. Get yourself fucking TSA pre-check. It's $80.
How do they not do these things? Like, really? Oh, wow. Thank God for you.
Yeah, anyway. So
thank God for you.
That's my pet peeve. Is wrestlers being fucking idiots.
Fair.
I mean, but I guess it's more of a specific, the ones where they just don't know how to be grown adults. So
it's like, did they not pay attention, or maybe they didn't? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Celebrity crush.
Oh, Paul Rudd.
Oh, that's a good one.
He's cute. Yeah.
That's a good one. Favorite band or artist?
Oh, Scorpions.
Scorpions. We haven't had that one before. I like that.
Oh, good. Look at me.
Do you have a secret vice, like drinking a glass of wine in the shower?
Oh, I love drinking wine in the shower. I also like drinking beer in the shower. Both are which are incredibly dangerous activities because I am very uncoordinated. So watch out, worlds. But yeah, those are probably two of my favorite vices.
Those are good. What wrestler has the best entrance music?
I'm trying to think of who I geek out for the hardest. Oh, Mark Henry had phenomenal entrance music.
Because he had that, like, I feel like every wrestler that has great entrance music, you can tell who it is in like the first.
Oh, yeah, like immediately.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I will say like a good like OG Common Man Boogie, Dusty Rhodes. Very catchy. Yeah, very catchy.
What is your drink of choice?
Probably sake, but I can only have like, I have like a 1.5 liter bottle in my fridge right now, and I have to tell myself it's a 1.5 liter bottle, so like I can't fucking drink it all because then you have a problem. But no, it tastes great. I love it. I just drink it. It's fine. It's great.
Do you drink it cold or hot at home?
Typically cold, but every once in a while I like to like pour some in a mug and throw it in the microwave, and yeah,
like
get a little cozy. Yeah, I've got a blanket that has a hood on it, and I'm like a little wizard with sake. It's great. It's very nice.
What has been your most embarrassing moment in the ring?
Jesus Christ. Let's see.
Saddle up, everybody.
On a recent one, like I think like 6 weeks ago or so, I don't know, 2 months ago, I was working DOA. We had a spot where like I'm sitting on the top turnbuckle. You already know like where this is going. And
nope. I'm always surprised.
Well, and she runs in, and I'm gonna boot her back off of me and then jump, take an RKO, whatever, out of nowhere.
Okay.
Well, my dumb ass is like, I already told you I'm uncoordinated. Like because wrestling, I'm gonna let go with one hand and slap my leg when I boot her, because how else will people know that it hurt and was impactful unless I'm a very realistic, very serious professional wrestler. And I reach out to I just fucking tumble, just fucking bloop, 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 right off the top apron floor. And like, luckily this is like the last part leading into the finish. So I just like ate shit. I broke a fingernail, so that was not ideal.
No.
I know, but I had a fan bring it to me at my roast table later on. So thank you. I know. Yes. I'm like, would you like it as a soup? Like, I can't decide like if it's weird or nice that you did this.
It's definitely weird.
Yeah. But I mean, wrestling fans are totally normal. So
True.
I'm sure there were no ulterior motives there. So yeah, I had to do the thing where I just like rolled in the ring. I'm like, finisher.
I'm done.
Yeah. So that was cool. That was awesome. I really loved that for me. Yeah, that was a good one. But like, I don't think I have a really good like frame for embarrassment in the ring, because I typically make fun of myself a lot when I'm in there. I mean, I literally like grabbed the wrong fucking arm the other week when I was picking a girl up, and then went, working the wrong arm, and then switched to the other.
Whatever.
Yeah. Whoa. Are we in North or South America?
Doesn't matter. You're mixing it up.
Doesn't matter. It's all the same. I have a really bad habit. It's a Triple L in Denver, Lucha Libre and Laughs. It's my home promotion, I would say, for sure.
Okay.
Shout out to Nick Gossert for giving me all kinds of opportunities that I have never deserved. But anyway, I have botched so many things in front of that poor audience that they just like expect it from me now, that like that's like part of the shtick. I was in a tables match with Leva and Heather Monroe.
Yep.
And it was for the women's title, which I was going to be winning. Yay. And
Yay.
it's 2 tables, and it's, break table, those are your eliminations. So Leva goes through her table. She's done. She's out. It's just me and Heather. I go to get the table that's on the outside of the ring that's already been set up.
Yep.
And I get down from the ring in a way that I have never gotten out of the ring ever before in my life, and decide, because I'm like, I don't want to jump down to the floor. Like, what if I lose my footing? Well, my dumb ass, I'm like, I'm going to turn and like step down. Well, it's like high up. So I like lose my balance, and then I have to like catch myself on the table. My ass almost goes directly through the table. Like I felt it buckle, and it was terrible. I've also face planted into someone's crotch before. I almost fell off the front of the ring into the fans. It's a whole thing. So yes, anyway, long story for a short answer.
No,
yes.
Loved it. Thank you.
Yes, anytime. An entertainer.
Where can our listeners find you on social media? What are your handles?
If you want the full Heidi Howitzer experience, I highly recommend Twitter.
Good.
It's at Thunderdome style, like 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. But there's no E in Thunder because Twitter has a character count. So THUNDR Dome style. And then Instagram for pictures, wrestling stuff, occasionally my nerdy shit, or like me and my dogs. Every once in a while, my husband. Thunderdome style on Instagram. I am not very active on Facebook, guys, but I'm Heidi Howitzer on there as well. You can also find all my merch on Brainbuster Tees, a little bit on Pro Wrestling Tees, but mostly Brainbuster. And yeah, give me a follow. I don't always suck.
Okay, last one. Finish this lyric. Here I am.
Rock you like a hurricane.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this what we're doing right now?
Yup. You just did it, and you passed.
I did. Did I rock you like a hurricane? I rocked myself like a hurricane.
Totally. I feel so much better now. Girl's a badass, and she's hilarious. I just want to party with her and have a laugh. And I hope you all enjoyed listening to that episode, as season 4 of Wilde On is really focusing on the up-and-coming female professional wrestlers in North America and hopefully internationally. But if you have any suggestions, if there's anyone you'd like to hear about specifically, please drop me a DM on my social media or Twitter, which is at @RealTaylorWilde. That is Wilde with an E. Please check me out monthly on the Superkicked shows in Toronto at the Great Hall. Check out superkick.com for all the information. And I would not be able to do this podcast if it wasn't for my badass punk rock girl band, the Wilde On team. My right-hand woman, my queen, Rochelle Douris, producer and editor. My go-to queen of all things interwebs that I just simply don't understand but need oh so deeply, Madison Golshani. And our homeboy at Superkick Studios, our sound engineer, Matteo Sessa. Thank you. I love you guys. And until next week, keep calm and wild on.